listening to Fox Sports Radio simulcast on FS1 and AEW Network. It's John Thomas Live. Now here's John Thomas. Welcome. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. As always, here we're live in New York City from our Fox Sports studios. It is John Thomas Live. I'm John Thomas. Darcy, we had an incredible show last night. The go-home show, as they call it, before the Havoc Rumble. We had CruiserClash and Monday Night Clash. Big-time matches, big fight feels, championship matches. What a night. The ratings overnight, 8.8 million once again watched. Two great episodes from Action Wrestling before we head off into the Havoc Rumble. And we also now have another match at Havoc, right? They announced another match, an I Quit match. We will talk about that during our top 5 moments of Monday Night Clash. But first, let's get to CruiserClash. Let's get to it. CruiserClash. Last night on CruiserClash, General Manager Jim Mudd, he opened the show and we saw like some lists, right? Wrestlers that he hates, wrestlers that he doesn't want to put in Havoc Rumble. Jim Mudd is just a very chaotic man, and I don't personally like him. He doesn't really add much to the show. I know he's in charge. Well, I guess he's done being in charge, right? Because now that Havoc's coming, the Torture confirmed to us a couple weeks ago that Donald Cerrone and Jim Mudd would be the co-general managers of CruiserClash. So I'm glad we're done with this Jim Mudd era. But speaking of Jim Mudd, he began to bully this associate of the hardcore champion CJ Phoenix, this Vanessa Rivers. And she kind of, you could just tell like she's such a good person. She just wants to help CruiserClash. She wants to help superstars on CruiserClash. Jim Mudd brings her out to the ring and just absolutely just bullies her, right? Just bans her from the arena, doesn't want her around. And that's just sort of what I'm talking about. Like Jim Mudd is just what do I say there, Darcy? Like he's just a piece of crap. That's what I say. I have to calls it like I sees it, and he's just a piece of crap. Bullies her. We end up seeing later. Jim Mudd was, I believe, trying to take Masuda out of the Havoc Rumble, but I have a firm suspicion that Vanessa was in the truck, the production truck, glitching it out. So during this glitch, when Jim Mudd is saying that Masuda is not in the Havoc Rumble, well, it glitched the not out, the word not, and he was saying Masuda's in the Havoc Rumble, and so we got to confirm when we saw the list this morning when I came into work. We have the full list from Action Wrestling of all the entries that they do every year for Havoc Rumble. They give us a confirmed list of entries that are announced or promoted in a way, and Masuda's on the list, so he's in. Jim Mudd can't change it now. It's too late. So I think that has something to do with Vanessa. Speaking of just great moments on CruiserClash, Strong Style Express, right? Pick up another win. These guys, and girl, I should say, but these superstars, they're stiff. They're like cohesive, tight. Like there's not many words I can use to describe them that doesn't end with me saying that they're absolutely stellar and amazing, right? Strong Style Express pick up another win. All while Carly Nash talks trash on the tag division and is not going to be in Chicago where Havoc is hailing from, right? Is that what she was saying? Carly Nash not going to be at Havoc. Not in Havoc. Doesn't need a huge moment there. She's already locked into the Evolution 4 tables, ladders, and chair match for the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles at Evolution 4's, I think that's at CBS Prime Time, which is the night before, where Evolution 4 is now just a weekend thing. It's like not even a 6-hour show anymore. Now it's another 2 hours, and it's just a weekend thing. Man, Action Wrestling, it just continues to grow. But yeah, Strong Style Express, a great win. Carly Nash, talking trash. And continuing to talk about Action Wrestling growing, Alex Scott returns and just destroys Flop after that tag match. Alex Scott, where have you been, bud? Alex Scott, where have you been, bud? Just gets into the ring and just beats down Flop. Just had enough. Well, welcome back to CruiserClash. Alex Scott He always wants to chase that Cruiserweight Championship. Uh, Man, we have to talk about a moment that happened on CruiserClash. We have to talk about this moment. There's no way that we cannot talk about it. Pineapple Promenade, right? Azarine Vebens just left the ring, left Nidra to just fend for herself in that tag match on CruiserClash. Pineapple Promenade. Are they finished? It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. For real. Pineapple Promenade. Hashtag sad face. Hashtag what the hell. She just leaves the ring during the tag match and she just barely vaguely tweets about hitting the showers on her own. Is she done? Is Pineapple Promenade done? Former Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions rose through the ranks of the tag division in the Cruiserweight division, and they might be done. That's what happens on the road to Evolution, right? Teams come and go, but great teams usually find a way to stick together. But Pineapple Promenade, they might be finished. They might be completed. They might be done. And it's sad for all of us. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Hashtag sad face. Yeah, Darcy. I know. Darcy's a huge fan of Pineapple Promenade. Look, she's showing me, and she's showing the camera if you're watching on FS1. She's showing the Pineapple Promenade t-shirt that she has. She wore it this morning. You're sad, too. I know everyone on Twitter hotline, as soon as it was happening, was going crazy. 8.8 million people watching CruiserClash, just going crazy on the Twitter, just tweeting at me like, is this the end? Sharing all their Fast and the Furious sad memes. Speaking of the tag division, two gents fell very, 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 just so short. They were close, but so short to the Gate Crashers during that Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship match. And what a match that was, right? It was great to see those four superstars just going at it for what felt like 20 minutes. And Action Wrestling, no commercials during the match. They let that match play out. But it was the Gate Crashers, Devil's Gate Crashers, taking home the win, keeping and retaining and successfully defending their Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships. They'll roll on, which means, and this is purely assumption here, I believe that they're also now, they get to defend their tag belt. So I don't think they're going to have any other tag match before then. So during Evolution 4 weekend, the CBS primetime show that happens Saturday night, which presents Evolution 4, the TLC match, tables, ladders, and chairs for the Cruiserweight tag titles. It already has Red, White, and Bruised. We know they're officially locked in. I would assume the Gate Crashers are defending the tag titles in that match. So that's a second team in. Will there be more teams? I would believe so. I would assume so, but I don't know officially. The Gate Crashers are going to defend their Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships against Red, White, and Bruised during that Evolution 4 weekend, that CBS primetime Saturday night show the night before Evolution 4 officially kicks off. Well, I guess it's the whole weekend, right? Evolution 4 is the whole weekend. So it's a huge match. The Gate Crashers get to walk in Evolution 4 as tag team champions. I hope two gents have a shot. Teo Blaze is a huge shot at winning Havoc, right? We know that. He's a big match wrestler. When big matches, big stage, big events happen, Teo Blaze shows up. I'll tell you what, he got a huge big boot for showing up in the main event of Monday Night Clash last night, right? He shows up a couple hours later, folks, when Monday Night Clash just goes off and Teo Blaze is at the bottom of the ramp. Here comes Odin and just big boots him. Just boots him into next week. Golly, Teo Blaze did a whole moonsault on the steel ramp. Just big boots the crap out of him. But yeah, Gate Crashers keep their tag team Cruiserweight Championship belts. But one belt that did change hands. Last night, the main event of CruiserClash, Soldado Fortuna takes home the Cruiserweight Championship. Wait, record scratch. Hold up. Darcy, did I say he takes home the Cruiserweight Championship? Because that's misinformation. That's false. After this long, hard-fought main event match, Soldado Fortuna kicks out of that debonair DDT from Reagan Voorhees. Tries to use Reagan's own mallet. Can't. Kicks out of a close 2 count. Gets to his feet. And then finally hits the Liberator on Reagan Voorhees and wins. Captures, finally, the belt that has eluded him for months and months. Finally captures the Cruiserweight Championship belt. Soldado Fortuna in the record books as a Cruiserweight champion. But what happened next and how the show ended has me feeling disgusted. I'm an East Coast guy. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Bronx boy. I do not like anybody from New Jersey. Nobody. I know I have fans from New Jersey. I don't like you. You don't like me. You're only listening because I'm the #1 hot take guy in action wrestling, right? I have the best takes in sports. That's why you listen to me. But I don't like you. I don't respect you. I don't like anybody from New Jersey. Joey Bunga, who left Monday Night Clash after his pure championship loss to the obnoxious Johnny Bacchus. Johnny Bacchus, who just destroyed Joey Bunga in what happened to be, 3 moves or less a couple of weeks ago, tweets online that he's leaving, quitting. Thank goodness. Thank God that he left, right? What a New Jersey scum. Comes back to CruiserClash. Comes back to action wrestling, I should say. Beats down Soldado Fortuna. Throws Victoria Richardson down onto the canvas. Picks up the Cruiserweight Championship belt that Reagan Voorhees lost. Gets on his knees and offers it up like some sort of sacrifice, like a plate of gold. Gives it to Reagan Voorhees and she accepts it. Joey Bunga, this disgusting, filthy, pathetic, sexual deviant, gross, just this New Jersey scumbag hanging out with Reagan Voorhees, and she took the Cruiserweight Championship belt home. Soldado Fortuna finally wins the Cruiserweight Championship. And thanks to that New Jersey disgusting piece of smelly crap, Joey Bunga, she takes home the Cruiserweight Championship belt that no longer belongs to her. Disgusted. I believe that Reagan Voorhees has all the talent in the world. Does not need Joey Bunga. She does not need Joey Bunga. She's disgusting. He's disgusting. And I don't know what a simp is. They've tried explaining it to me 10 times. Someone told me to ask Darcy. I asked her. That's some stupid slang. He's a simp. He's a simp for Reagan Voorhees. Are you kidding me? Joey Bunga is disgusting. His name is disgusting. I cringe when I hear it. He's gross, he's foul, he's filthy, and disgusting. I don't like anybody from New Jersey. I'm going to eat the rest of this maple Dunkin' Donut. We'll be back here on John Thomas Live. That's what you're listening to. I'm John Thomas, the #1 man in sports takes and action wrestling takes. And if you're from New Jersey, I'm sorry. Hit my Twitter all you want, if you even know how to tweet. Do you guys even have internet there? Disgusting people. I'm a East Coaster, but I don't fraternize with anybody from New Jersey. Joey Bunga is disgusting, and Reagan Voorhees is going to get it in the Havoc Rumble. If Soldado Fortuna is in the ring at the same time as Reagan Voorhees, she better be counting her blessings that he doesn't just rip her damn head off. Joey Bunga. Disgusting. We'll be back on John Thomas Live. I got to take a second. I got to calm down. Darcy, I got to calm down. Let's hit him with that McDonald's commercial. I'm going to finish this Dunkin' Donuts donut, maple donut. That's what I eat every Tuesday morning. You got to get a maple donut. They're so good. Maple donuts, they're so good. We'll be back on John Thomas Live. I'm John Thomas. We'll be back here on FS1 and Fox Sports Radio Networks.
Introducing Dunkin' Donuts all-new freshly baked muffins. They're incredibly delicious and bigger than ever before. You'll love them for a long, long time. Of course, nothing lasts forever. Bigger muffins, bigger taste, new from Dunkin' Donuts. Stop in today and try Dunkin' Donuts' new bigger muffins with a cup of delicious coffee.
How funny. Welcome back to John Thomas Live. So the television got the McDonald's commercial, radio got Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Well, Darcy, how do we mess that up? It's not us. Nope, it was Fox Sports. That's what it was. It was Fox Sports. Let's get to the top 5 moments in no order from Monday Night Clash.
5 moments from Monday Night Clash.
Well, I'll tell you 5 huge moments. Let's talk about 2 tag teams that just absolutely have to get it together, right? Byron Bathory and Lester Parrish cannot get on the same page. The last couple of weeks I've noticed, and this may be a hot take, and I could be onto something here, but every time they finish a match, every time they've been winning too, every time they win, there's some sort of little dispute or argument afterwards. Last night, Lester Parrish pins, gets the win for the team. Bathory doesn't like it, shoves him. Just a big old shove. Doesn't like it, so he shoves him. They have not been on the same page at all. This is one moment that from last night that just intrigued me, because at the same time, remember a couple of weeks ago, Corey Bull went through hell and back against Corey Black in that fight pit cage match. Afterwards, we saw the Hangman and Frank Lowe take Corey Bull, and they just had this camaraderie about them. You saw this level playing field of respect between all 4 men, right? And then last night, you see Bull and Lowe just sort of look at each other like Lowe is almost blaming Corey Bull for losing, but it was Frank Lowe that lost. So you just see this disappointment in both teams. They're just not on the same page, and you have to be on the same page when you hit the Havoc Rumble. If you're a team, you have to be on the same page when you hit the Havoc Rumble. You cannot be in Havoc off the same page. I'm throwing that out to the following as well. Kyle Kemp and Danny DeVito, I talked about it for ad nauseum last week. They're not on the same page either. You have to be when you hit Havoc Rumble. Speaking of another team, the Lost Breed is going into the Havoc, and they're a little dysfunctional as well. Nightingale has his hands full. We're gonna talk about that here shortly. But let's talk about Downfall. Downfall has been sort of missing in all these huge moments with James Nightingale. We used to see segments. I don't know how to say this. We used to see segments where James Nightingale would be coaching up the Lost Breed, right? Well, not anymore. Now Downfall is just sort of doing his own thing and not really talking about Lost Breed. Last night he's telling Dion that he wants Dion to be number 1 because Downfall wants to be number 2, and then they want to be the final 2. Well, that's all fine and dandy, except you guys can't work each other. You can't wrestle each other. You can't fight each other for a whole year. It's been like 3 months. I mean, they're allowed to do it in Havoc Rumble. We got that official confirmation. They're allowed to do it. I'm just being mad for no reason. But listen. But let's talk. That leads me to moment number 2 is that Downfall is coaching up, hyping up Dion here. I thought they hated each other. Then, of course, Dion and Rampage go to blows with each other. Did you see that where Dion turned Rampage around, hit him with the grapevine, Rampage falls, and then Dion stumbles because he was already like half knocked out unconscious, and he falls through the ropes to the apron, couldn't make the pin. And then a couple seconds later, we see Rampage getting up. Dude, you got the grapevine, and you're still getting up? Rampage is fantastic. Did we see this coming out of Rampage? Because I didn't. This dude is so big, so fast, so athletic. He eats the grapevine. Dion's grapevine, that huge lariat forearm to the neck. He eats it, and then just gets up a couple seconds later. And I'll tell you what, the second grapevine put him down. Rampage, though, on a rampage, eats that second grapevine. He goes down. Dion picks up the win, but it's what happened afterwards. This is moment number 2. Moment number 2 here on our top 5 moments of Monday Night Clashes is Downfall coaching up Dion, Rampage eating 2 finishers from Dion, Dion winning number 1 in the Havoc Rumble. Dion finally gets what he wants. He doesn't deserve it, but he finally gets what he wants. Alexander Pasternak comes out, the general manager of Monday Night Clash, and tells him no. He told him no thanks. He said goodbye. He said deuces, bruh. He said peace to you and your loved ones. He said no. Dion is not number 1. And you could see the frustration. You could see like the blood loss in his face. Dion was completely dejected. Alexander Pasternak, Torture's son, right? His baby mama drama son, says no to Dion. After Dion wins the match that Pasternak set up, whoever wins gets to be number 1 in the Havoc Rumble. Dion wins, gets number 1. The thing, the issue, the thing that he's been fighting for months, finally gets it. And Pasternak says, no. Wow. What a hashtag dick, right? Dick move, Pasternak. Oh, man. Well, now I'm wondering who's going to be number 1 in the Havoc Rumble, right? Doesn't everyone want to just wonder, like, who's going to be number 1? Dion just going to hit him from behind and take the spot anyway? I would. I mean, Dion's not much of a man, but I would. I'd sack up Dion. That's what I would do. Sack up, Dion. Right? Sack up. Be a man. Take number 1. Moment number 3 of Monday Night Clash is sort of all blending together, right? We talked about the tag teams for moment number 1. Number 2 was Downfall, Dion, and Rampage. This whole moments that happened. That would be number 2. Number 3, well, we see finally the Lost Breeds, James Nightingale. Him and Howard Black have been kind of going at this vicious little back and forth the last couple of weeks. Mostly Nightingale going forth, right? Barely any back from Howard Black. Well, we finally get it. We finally get the fallout of it. It's an I Quit match at Havoc. And James Nightingale gets in the last words, says, I'm going to make you say I quit. Fine. If I can't be in your retirement match, then I'll just make you retire here at Havoc. Is this the end of Howard Black? The wrestler of the year, the man who had the United States Championship not more than just a couple of months ago, the man who was riding high as the number 1 wrestler in Action Wrestling, now is in a match almost for his career and life on the line. An I Quit match with James Nightingale, the master, the king of the last man standing match, James Nightingale, now going into an I Quit match. And we know about that barbed wire baseball bat or whatever he's got. Not only that, but he writes this letter and sends tickets to Howard Black's wife. Are they even still married? I don't even know. I can't keep up with the Howard Black drama. I try not to get into the personal life. But Nightingale, definitely in the personal life, sends tickets so he can have the family, can have a front row seat to this vicious beatdown that James Nightingale is promising to not only us, but to Howard Black himself. We're getting an I Quit match at Havoc. I don't believe we've seen matches at Havoc in a couple of years, right? I believe the first year had a Cruiserweight Championship match, a Television Championship match, and then we got to see the Havoc Rumble. This year, we're getting an I Quit match and the Havoc Rumble, and it was confirmed to us this morning during the press release, the memo for Havoc, that we're getting the I Quit match first. Then the Havoc Rumble will be the main event. Wow. Speaking of kings, let's just talk about it. Corey Black, the king, right? Defeats Jason Price. This match started what I think started on Twitter. They just went back and forth. I thought they were friends. I guess they're more of frenemies. Through the grapevine, through my sources, I heard that they were blaming each other for the death of WCF. Look, you've all heard me talk about it for weeks, months, and years. WCF died because Seth Lurch is a dip. Well, you know what? Seth Lurch sucks. Seth Lurch is garbage. That's why WCF died. Look, I agree with Corey Black on almost everything. And I really respect Jason Price. Last night, for the first time, he didn't look drunk. I don't know if he had anything to drink. He looked sober. I respect Jason Price, one of the greatest of all time. Corey Black is the greatest of all time. WCF, garbage, because the worst of all time, Seth Lurch, can't run a Fed to save his life. That $1 million company was bleeding money since, what, 2010? How they stuck around for another 7 years is beyond me. It's garbage. That Fed was garbage. It sucked. WCF sucked. I watched it on television. Every Monday night slam was garbage. Terrible. The worst. They had like 2 million people watching when it was over. There were more people watching Action Wrestling on Vice Channel when they first started out. Remember, Action Wrestling was on Vice Land. It wasn't even the Vice Channel. Whatever it's called now, it was called something different when Action Wrestling started. And it was putting butts in seats. WCF couldn't put a butt in seat to save their life. So that's why Seth Lurch walked away, ran away from that place. So Corey Black, Jason Price going shot for shot on each other, blaming the other for why it closed. Jason Price on a green screen set, living in some, I'm going to say it, and children cover your ears, I'm going to say Jason Price living in some woman's vagina, some woman's uterus or whatever. Her private parts on some green screen set. Price saying Corey Black signed off on it. Corey Black saying he never had nothing to do with it. WCF died because Seth Lurch is a dip. S-H-I-T. We all know that. Seth Lurch sucks. He's terrible. He's worse. He's garbage. That's why WCF died. Jason Price, Corey Black go at it in this 5-star instant classic. One of the best matches I've ever seen on Monday Night Clash. Corey Black, of course, walks away as the winner with that burning hammer because he's a king. He's got the biggest target on his back. Corey Black is going into Havoc as one of my top 5 picks because he has to have the biggest target on his back. If you want to win Havoc, you're going to have to throw Corey Black out of the ring. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm going on record. Whoever throws Corey Black over the top rope at Havoc, if someone can eliminate Corey Black, whoever is to eliminate Corey Black, they will win the Havoc Rumble. Because I'm telling you that Corey Black will be in the final 2. Corey Black will be in the final 2 of the Havoc Rumble. So the only way to win the Havoc Rumble is that you have to eliminate. You have to throw Corey Black, the former World Heavyweight Champion, the former longest reigning hardcore champion of all time, the former, well, you know, of everything, the king, the greatest wrestler in the world. You're going to have to throw him over the top rope and win the Havoc Rumble. You will have to eliminate Corey Black to win the Havoc Rumble. I'm saying it now. He's a king for a reason. Let's talk about this chaotic ending before we hit one more commercial break here. This is going to be my 5th moment of Monday Night Clash. What was supposed to be Lizzie Hope, that $1 billion joke, and Spencer Adams, the future Hall of Famers, and I'll agree, they both have Hall of Fame careers. Spencer Adams, way more than that $1 billion joke does. But they are both future Hall of Famers. What was supposed to be a one-on-one match turned into a Philidor beatdown because they're just a $1 billion brand that could do whatever they want. Ash Blake standing on top of the announcer's table, just holding up her championship belt. HR department just going crazy, teeing off on Spencer Adams. Then we get Johnny Bacchus, CJ Phoenix. They all come out. We saw Corey Black come back out. Frank Patrick Venable comes out to the ring to fight off this Philidor Holdings brand that's just sending a beat down to everybody. Then all of a sudden, in the back, we still see that the United States champion Der Metzger and the rest of his Devil's Gate, they got their hands full with Max Damon and Sam Kidsgrove and Harvey Marks. They were still brawling for Miller. They had a match at, 9:30 p.m.? They were still brawling at 11. It was a chaotic beatdown and a crazy end, and finally we saw Walter come back. We haven't seen him since, March 30th at Time Bomb, where he appeared at the end of the Elimination Chamber to stare down Ash Blake and her World Championship. He finally returns, starts throwing strikes at Philidor and everyone that's standing. I think Johnny Bacchus got a hit to the face. I think Spencer got a clothesline from Walter. We finally see Odin Balfour. And Odin shows up on his motorcycle, the same one that we saw earlier in the night. Odin shows up. I mean, he had to be going, like 5 or 6 miles an hour. Just jumps off the bike and starts walking into the arena. The bike smashes into the garage door. Doesn't even care about the bike. How cool do you have to be to just jump off the bike and immediately land on your feet and just start walking into the arena and start clotheslining everyone that gets in your way? Unfortunately, the 5-minute overtime, that runtime that Monday Night Clash gets on CBS, hit the mark because as soon as Odin got in the ring, Monday Night Clash went off the air. We don't even know if Odin and Walter, I mean, we're just assuming so. We're just assuming that they hit each other. They had to start walloping each other, right? Darcy, is that a word, walloping? I'm going to use walloping as a word, right? Hashtag walloping. Give me your best walloping story on Twitter. What a chaotic ending. We didn't even get a match. The match never started. So Lizzie Hope, Spencer Adams, the match never started. We get that Philidor Holdings beatdown. Ash Blake just watching all of this. And this is just a small teaser of what's going to happen next Sunday night at Havoc, right? More than 50 entries are going to be in the ring just walloping each other to get that World Championship spot, that main event spot, the biggest pay-per-view of all time, Evolution 4, which takes place in Detroit, Ford Field. Can't wait. We're going to take our last commercial break. That was your top 5 moments of Monday Night Clash. When we come back, that's right, he's back. We get to talk to co-president Torture on the phone. He only has a couple minutes. He's going to squeeze us in. We'll be back on John Thomas Live. You're listening to John Thomas Live. We're on Fox Sports, FS1, Fox Sports Radio Networks. We'll be right back on John Thomas Live.
Introducing Dunkin' Donuts all-new freshly baked muffins. They're incredibly delicious and bigger than ever before. You'll love them for a long, long time. Of course, nothing lasts forever. Bigger muffins, bigger taste, new from Dunkin' Donuts. Stop in today and try Dunkin' Donuts' new bigger muffins with a cup of delicious coffee.
Welcome back. I'm John Thomas. You're listening to John Thomas Live. We're on FS1 simulcast. We are on the AW Network as well. You can download every one of our episodes in video form, of course, on the AW Network. And, of course, we're on Fox Sports Radio with all the Fox Sports Radio networks. Darcy, is he calling in? Yeah, he is. All right. So we're going to go in with Torture, co-president Torture on the phone. Let's get to it.
Darcy, I hear the phone. Someone's calling.
As always, on every Tuesday morning, we love to talk to our co-president Torture of Action Wrestling, co-president of Action Wrestling Torture. And Torture real fast, Havoc. It's coming up next Sunday night. It's one of the coolest, one of the most unique, one of the most, productive, challenging events of the year for Action Wrestling. How excited are you? And is there any surprises that you could hint at or give us any information on any of the fun surprises that you guys have in store for Havoc Rumble?
Yes, John, we are very excited. We can't wait. You know, the Havoc and Evolution is always like Christmas to us. You know, Christmas for most people in December, right? But for us here at Action Wrestling and all of the staff, the front office here at Action Wrestling, we love the Havoc to Evolution time period. It's always Christmas for us. It's always great. It's always like a big bonus for us. We're all very excited. I'm personally very excited. As for any hints or tips, I could tell you that J-Mac quite possibly signed an entry into the Havoc Rumble, who also is in the Action Wrestling Hall of Fame, or will be going into the Action Wrestling Hall of Fame. That's not advertised, so that's all I'll say. That's the only hint or surprise information that I'll give you for that.
Interesting, Torture. Hey, your guys' relationship with Take-Two, you announced this morning that you guys have signed another 5-year deal with Take-Two. Are we going to get any information on your guys' next video game installment with Action Wrestling? Are we going to get any more information during the Havoc Rumble?
Well, you could, John, you could. You'll have to tune in and see. Of course, we're always excited for the Havoc Rumble, the pre-show. Of course, you're going to be there, and we get to have CBS Sports Tony Romo. Tony Romo and John Thomas both on the pre-show panel. I can't wait. But as for Take-Two, yeah, no, we're very happy with our Take-Two interactive relationship. I'm glad that we signed another 5-year deal. If anyone's going to make our video games, I want it to be Take-Two. And yeah, you could possibly see some information on the next AW 2K21 video game. You could see some information during the Havoc Rumble, yeah.
I do want to talk about this new CBS Sports deal that you guys made. I'm trying to look for the memo. I got it in front of me. It looks like CBS Sports Network and Action Wrestling have worked out a 5-show deal for the rest of, or the remaining of the 2021 calendar year. A 5-show deal to air on Sunday nights on CBS Network. Can you talk can you give us more information, I guess, more details on what this deal alludes to and how happy you guys are to continue partnering up with the CBS Sports Network?
Yeah, very awesome deal from CBS Sports Network. So the last couple of weeks, CBS and, of course, us, Gravedigger, along with myself and the rest of the management team at Action Wrestling, have just been trying to continue to hammer out these details. CBS Sports Network wants more content on their second-tier channel, the Sports Network channel. And, of course, we have tons of content to give, right? That's just not exclusively on the AW Network. So can't wait for these shows to air. But, yes, 5 Sunday nights out of the year for the next 6-7 months here. 5 shows are coming at you that Action Wrestling will produce. It's going to show some of the spotlight on some of our fresher and younger superstars here with Action Wrestling. So yeah, 5 special shows. I could tell you a couple of them. Kansas City Knockdown. We have Arkansas Agony and Columbus Combat. Those are just some of the shows that'll be happening. Can't wait for them to air. Can't wait for CBS Sports Network to air them. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot more content, a lot more events, a lot more shows coming from Action Wrestling that not only just will be airing on CBS Sports Network, but also the AW Network as well. Can't wait. Evolution Weekend, we will have a lot more information and a lot more fun details to share with everybody. But unfortunately, on that note, John, I got to go. We have some more meetings. I got to talk about our July pay-per-view. It's going to be huge. But again, yeah, you're going to see some information during the Havoc Rumble, but Evolution Weekend, we will be sharing a whole lot more information and details on some of these shows and a lot of these shows that'll be coming up here for the rest of the year. But thank you, John. I got to go. As Darcy and John, thank you as always. You guys are always great, and I'll see you next week.
Wow, well, there you have it. Torture always has to go. I mean, it's great that he just gets to spend a couple of minutes with us, right? But giving us a whole bunch of Take-Two, this whole 5-year deal with Take-Two Interactive, so we get a video game for another 5 years. When it seems to me like in the press release, it's once a year, every year. For the next 5 years, Take-Two will produce a Action Wrestling video game. I guess we're going to get some more information during the Havoc Rumble. And this new cool CBS Sports Network deal or 5 shows. Did he say Kansas City Knockdown and Columbus Combat? Well, those are going to be cool. He said it's going to spotlight some of the fresher and younger superstars in Action Wrestling. Well, that's cool. Hey, more power to Action Wrestling. Hey, more content. That's what we want. We want more shows. More content. We'll continue to eat it up. Hey, 8.8 million people tune into Monday Night Clash and CruiserClash, right? Every Monday night on CBS. But that's going to do it for us. The next time you'll hear from me, you will get the rundown, my Havoc predictions for the Havoc Rumble. That'll do it for us here this morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We hope you liked our review of Monday Night Clash and CruiserClash. Until next time, I'm John Thomas, wishing you very well. Get that McDonald's coffee, get that sweet tea, get that maple donut from Dunkin' Donuts. And we'll see you next week on John Thomas Live. I'm John Thomas. Peace.